G'day everybody, my name's Chris Jelly. I'm a panel beater by trade and I've just returned from Japan where I lived for 18 years. I'd like to ask Stephen Joyce, the Minister of Transport, a few questions regarding the coming emission rule. And if you give me 5 minutes of your time, I guarantee you I'll give you something to think about. Not only that, but you'll be able to have your say in what this new rule means to you. A while back I made a video on a law that was introduced by the Labour government and why I thought it was wrong. It was titled the Emission Rule, Uncut. Now, I bet you never thought you'd be doing that. Yeah, but I couldn't just sit there. I mean, not only were the cars on our roads about to become more expensive, but the lives of the people that were on our roads were going to be put in jeopardy. Did you get any flack? Sure did. With no budget, I made video responses to questions that were posted on the Emission Rule video explaining what my points were. What are the points? Well, the next phase of this emission rule is not going to achieve what it was set out to do, which is clean up the quality of New Zealand's air and save some of the 750 people governments say die each year as a direct result of carbon emissions. What it will do is create unemployment and further weaken an industry, and it's not just me that thinks this.
So you got to look at employment. The whole domino effect of everything. You know, we pay our tax, pay GST, that's gone up, but there never seems to be any help. So I feel that with implementing this new regime, it's going to backfire.
I said due to a lack of supply, old and damaged cars will be repaired and put back on our roads. And I proved it.
What we found in the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of people are repairing older cars, which shouldn't even be repaired.
Remember the 1996 Nissan Lucino? I salvaged that from the scrapyard. I took it to a reputable WAF station, got the fail list, had the bad parts repaired by the pros, and fixed the rest in my garage at home using a hammer, a spanner, a socket set, a piece of wood, and some Maxi Bond.
You know this car shouldn't be on the road, don't you?
Oh, don't get me started. And I got it through. It now has a warrant of fitness and a registration, and it's driving on the roads. I'm driving it, sometimes up and down the beach. You could have just looked at the NZTA's own website. The statistics clearly state that New Zealand's vehicle fleet is getting older and older, and it's pretty poor by international standards. I know. So you've been able to prove that old cars are getting repaired and put back on our roads, eh? Yep, and I said there must be a better way. And it turns out there is. There are 20 major cities up and down New Zealand that have specialised garages with the globally recognised emission testing equipment that's set up ready to go. So I recently drove down to the beautiful Hawke's Bay, where I interviewed someone who has been in discussions with the New Zealand government trying to introduce an emission inspection standard that they have developed. Hawke's Bay, wow! I bet you never thought you'd do that. Now Herbert owns a company that supplies New Zealand with the really cool car repair equipment you see in the garages, like wheel alignment and brake testing machines, and onboard vehicle computer diagnostics equipment, and he specialises in advanced diagnostics training and teaches a large number of advanced specialist technicians. In other words, he teaches the teachers.
.4%, that is where a 1970s vehicles is already running to reach it. So we're talking about really bad emissions of maintained vehicles in New Zealand.
Some of his customer base already had the globally recognised emission testing equipment. They came together and voluntarily provided the results of their tests to Emission Testing New Zealand Limited. Over a period of years and thousands of vehicles tested, they were able to recalibrate their emissions testing equipment and identify the worst offending 5% of cars and trucks that are on our road. So you may have actually found a solution to the problem of New Zealand's poor quality of air. Not only that, it might actually be effective and save some of the 750 people that die every year. And at the same time it starts creating jobs. Chris, you're a genius. Well, I don't know if it's the best solution, but what I do know is they've done years of research and they've come up with a system that I believe is way better than what we're about to introduce. It'll actually create jobs. So Mr. Joyce, would you please mind explaining to me how you think this rule is going to improve the quality of air in New Zealand and benefit the New Zealand public? Why are we not considering an annual emissions inspection at time of warrant of fitness? We've got garages in 20 major cities throughout New Zealand that are geared up, ready to do these tests right now. And would you kindly acknowledge and accept responsibility for the expected increase in price of cars as a result of this rule? Something for you greenies. Did you know that there is now 30,000 earth scientists and geologists that have signed a petition stating Al Gore's movie An Inconvenient Truth is factually incorrect? Not only that, but they're now suing him. In 2004, Toyota conducted an analysis of the lifetime carbon footprint of vehicles they made. They say that up to 28% of a vehicle's overall carbon footprint is created at time of manufacture and delivery to the franchise dealer. And if that's true, then New Zealand is actually being very, very green by importing cars that have had that portion spent. So please look in the comments box below for a link to the petition. If you agree with what I'm saying, please sign it because it really is going to have an impact on the cost of your living. And if you like, visit our Facebook page, click in New Zealand, let's make our voices heard. And Stephen Joyce, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Wow, I bet you never thought you'd be doing all of that. That's for sure. Maybe it's time for government to start taking advice from industry experts other than just one person. Who better to improve the industry than the people that actually work in it? Come and talk to us. We're the only ones that can really make any difference at all. And after all, we're Kiwis. If we're going to do something, let's do it right. You know, the only people that stand to gain anything out of this new emission rule are the new car manufacturers, so they can raise the prices on their new cars. Oh, Wayne, I think you might have something there.